Hello and welcome to this class. My name's Kelly. I'm going to be guiding you through to the pose Pincha Mayurasana, which is forearm stand. Now, I know this is not accessible for everybody, and I'm going to guide you into how to get into that posture, how you can progress to that. You can also use the wall, you can also just take modifications and build your strength to that point. You've got to get into your shoulders, we have to get in towards the core, and we have to be able to get in towards the legs as well to be able to pull everything together to allow length through the body. No sinking in the chest, no sinking in the shoulders. You've really got to pull up as much as you can. So remember, you can push pause, you can go back, you take any modification you want. You can have props handy. So let's get started. So we're going to start this posture or start this class in child's pose. So coming into tabletop, bringing the big toes together, the knees wide. I prefer to have a wider child's pose just because it's a less pressure in my hip flexors. Allowing the arms to extend out in front of you, resting the forehead down onto the mat. You can have a block underneath you. You can always have anything that makes you feel comfortable. Take a moment to rest. Take a moment to feel the breath, to feel the sensations in the hips and the back. Take a moment to feel your heart beating. Taking the inhalations and the exhalations through the nose. Taking this time just to check in and notice how you feel. What's going on? Is your mind busy? Is your body tense? Have you had a busy day at work? Or maybe you've just woken up. So take time to breathe, to check in and relax. Connecting to your breath. Maybe just finding an equal inhalation and exhalation, or even finding an ujjayi breath. Start to walk the fingers to the top of the mat, lifting the elbows off of the mat, extending through the arms. Keep reaching a little more. Good, feeling the length. Walking your hands all the way over to the right side of the mat, taking your body with you as far as it can go. Left hand on top of the right, squaring the shoulders, sending the forehead to the knee, creating length. Good. Walking the hands over towards the left side of the mat, taking the right hand on top of the left, squaring the shoulders, again feeling length through the right side of the body. Walking your hands back towards the mat and coming up into tabletop. Taking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees hip distance apart. Let's do a big circular movement around the wrists, around the hips. Maybe even get the whole body circulating and moving. Just adding some free movement here, that intuitive flow in your body. Good. You're going to rock forwards and backwards. You can turn the fingers out to the side of the mat and rock side to side. You can even turn the hands around to face, or the fingers to face the knees and rock forwards and backwards too here. Good. So we're going to be working in towards our cardio here today. So just be aware of how your breath is. Make sure you're breathing as best as you can. Beautiful. Okay, let's work into cat-cow. Lifting the tailbone, sinking the belly, shine the heart through, finding the inhalation. Tailbone underneath, navel to spine, press the hands, chin to chest, finding your exhalation. Beautiful. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhaling forwards. Exhaling back. Good, finding tabletop. We're going to work protraction, retraction of the shoulders. And the shoulder girdle has to move here. So not like cat-cow that we've just done. I want you to imagine that you're pressing the arms away, rounding through the shoulders, and then pressing the shoulder girdle down towards the mat. So it kind of looks like this. It's not the rib cage that's moving. It's in the shoulders, okay? So coming back into that tabletop, press the mat away, round and dome into the shoulder blades, really pushing as far as you can. Then as you let the shoulders sink down, the chest comes down through protraction and retraction. So really trying to get as much as you can in towards those arms. It will take time because you'll notice that you'll come into natural cat-cow, but it's not, it's through the shoulders. So it's almost as if you're shrugging your shoulders, but the arms are out in front of you, okay? So just like that. It will take time to get that feeling. So just working as hard as you can. Come away from working the ribs like you normally do as a normal cat-cow. 2 more. Beautiful. I can really feel that firing up in my shoulders all the way down and towards the arms as well. Okay, now from here, it's really simple. Make sure we don't rock too far back. We're just going to walk the hands out in front of us a little further. Drop down to the forearms, draw the navel into spine, then come back up. Again, dropping down and pressing back up. Really working all the way to the fingertips as much as you can. Maybe walk the hands in closer. Make sure you don't rock back and drop the elbows. That's cheating. Just sinking down, pressing back up. Maybe walk them back underneath you. Sinking down, pressing back up. 2 more. Down and up. 1 more. Beautiful. Well done. Let's come to thread the needle. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, thread and reach the left. 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to thread. Last one. Inhale to lift. Exhale to thread and surrender the cheek of the arm all the way down. Take the left leg out towards the side of you, really grounding down. Raise the left arm up. Wrap the arm around and really take the chest up towards the ceiling. If you feel lucky, you could always come into a little balance, raising the leg, or just stay down here with me. Totally up to you. 1 more breath. Release the arm. Slide the leg back in, back to tabletop. Left arm, inhale, reach the sky. Exhale to thread underneath. Good, 2 more. Inhale to raise. Now remember, you can do as many as you want here. Last one for me. Before I thread all the way down, surrendering the arm, the cheek. Option to walk the hand out in front of you, taking that right leg out towards the side, reaching the arm up. Now remember, you can always lift that leg or keep it down with me, working your challenge. Just make sure you don't roly-poly here. You got to work and hold as much as you can. Good. Gently releasing. Bring it back up. Tucking the toes, walk the hands a little in front of you. Lifting up into downward facing dog. Let's pedal out our feet. Walk it out. Good. Let's ripple through our body in towards plank pose. Inhale, rippling through, pressing the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Create 1 line of energy. Exhale back to downward facing. Good. 2 more. Inhale, rippling through. Exhale back. Last one. Inhale, plank pose. Holding it here. Option to always drop the knees, remember. Exhale back. Good. Walking up towards the top of your mat. Good. Pedaling out your feet. Shaking your head, yes and no. Well done. Soften the knees. Roll up through the spine. Good. Just taking time to roll the shoulders back. Coming towards the top of your mat. Now, we're going to be working Sun Salutation A. And then I'm going to add some press-ups in the middle when we come to Chaturanga. That way we're starting to work the core, working the shoulders, getting your whole body activated. We're also going to be working into chair pose, into awkward chair, so working into some balance, firing up your legs, firing up the whole body, ready for Pincha. Okay. Big toes together, little space between the heels, send the shoulders back down and round, palms facing either out into the top of the mat, to the body, wherever feels good for you in your Tadasana. Engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Engage everything and just stand tall. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhalation, deep forward fold, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift, create length. Inhale. Exhale, step, jump, float back in towards Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. This time we'll lower down to the mat and we'll swoop up towards our cobra. Move in the spine. Tuck the toes. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk, step, jump, top of your mat. Halfway lift, create length. Inhale. Remember the hands can always come to the shins or the thighs. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms. Look to them. Exhale, hands, heart centers. Good. One more. Inhale, raise the hands. Exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step, jump, float back. Chaturanga. Good. Straight back up, plank pose. Good. One more. Chaturanga. Straight back up, plank pose. Whoa, that's a toughie. All the way down, upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Remember the knees can always be dropped here. You can always pedal the feet. Whatever works. Step, jump, float all the way to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. One more round. Inhale, raise the hands. Exhale, hands, heart center, Samastitihi. One more. Inhale, raise hands. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, stepping back to plank pose. Shifting forward, Chaturanga. Straight back up. Wow. One more. Chaturanga press up. Straight back up. This time shift further forward, up to upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Oh, well done. 4 breaths here. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, lion breath. 2 more. 1 more. Tongue comes back into the mouth, finding your equal breath. Ujjayi if that feels better. Last one. Look to the top of the mat, step, jump, float your way. Halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Beautiful, bend the knees, sit low, chair pose, inhale. Sinking down in towards the mat, squeezing the inner thighs, draw the navel in towards the spine. Make sure the bottom isn't sticking out too far. Beautiful, holding it here. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Taking the arms behind you, creating wings. Take the belly towards the thighs, like you're going to go down a ski slope. Option to stay here. Option to challenge yourself a little harder by coming up onto the balls of the feet, squeezing as much as you can. Ski slope it down. Hold it here. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Plant the hands to the floor. Step, jump, float back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down facing. Well done. Raise the right leg all the way up. Bring the leg through the gates of the arms. Raising up to high lunge. Beautiful. We're going to work into cross families here. Right hand behind the back. Left arm scoops around. We find our cow face arms. Option to use a strap here. Make sure the ribs aren't flaring. Draw everything in. Beautiful. Holding it here. Opening up the chest. Opening up your shoulders. Shift the weight forward, creating a long diagonal line. From the elbow all the way out to the heel. 1 more breath. Cartwheeling the arms as you release, grounding the back heel, finding warrior 2. Well done. Roll shoulders back down and round. Take the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Good. We're going to work into side crunches. Shift right elbow to right knee, crunch. Back up. And again. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful, releasing. Roll the shoulders, flip the palms, rib shift forward. Up and back, reverse the warrior. Sinking, don't lean in that back leg. Cartwheel the arms, pivot back foot, shift forward. Option to drop your knees, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Pedal the feet out. Good. Look forward, step, jump, float your way, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, deep forward fold. Bend the knees, sit low, chair pose. Inhale. 2 more breaths. Draw everything in, squeeze the inner thighs. Last one. Take the arms behind your belly towards your thighs. Lean forward, find that ski slope. Well done. Option to make it harder, remember? Squeezing and lifting up onto the balls of the feet. Keep holding it here. Squeeze. Squeeze. Beautiful. Plant the hands, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg through the gates of the arms. Raising up, high lunge. Good, working in towards that cross family. Right arm, left arm behind you, right arm scoops behind. Option to use your strap. Now if you're using opposite arms, it's not a problem. You can always use the opposite arm if that feels more comfortable. Shifting forward, create that long line of energy. Keep pulling up. Fire up the core, firing up your shoulders. 2 more breaths. Good, releasing, cartwheel the arms. Warrior 2, roll the shoulders, flip the palms, hands behind the head, interlace. Shift forward, finding that side crunch, and up. And again, 5 more. And up, 4 more. Beautiful. 3, 2. I feel it right in my legs and in my side body. Last one. Good, release. Flip, release into reverse warrior. Well done. Cartwheel the arms. Step it back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Remember, you can take a child's pose here. You can keep your downward facing dog. Push pause if you need to. Breathe. Well done. We're going to work a little bit of core here. Okay. Raise the right leg nice and high. As high as you want to. It doesn't have to be all the way up as high as you want. It can be keeping where the hips are square. Again, it doesn't matter. Drawing knee towards nose. Step that foot to the outside of the right hand. No weight on it. Step it back to plank. Back to downward facing. Left, knee towards nose. Step it to the outside of the left hand. No pressure, so you want to be able to lift it up and back. Downward facing. Again, knee to nose, touch, step, downward facing dog. And again, lift, knee to nose, to the side, back, downward facing. Beautiful, well done. Coming down, just sit back into child's pose. Now remember, this is where you can have a little break. You could add some more core exercises here if you want to, as long as you've got everything fired up, okay? Well done. We're going to work in towards dolphin pose now. Now dolphin pose obviously is a lot in the shoulders, a lot in the core. Now just see how you get going on with this. If you need to soften the knees and relax, it's not a problem. Remember, you've got to take everything at your own pace. Now, okay. Now, coming onto your forearms, I like to give myself a bicep check, keeping my elbows at a number 11. Tucking my toes, spreading the fingers. Make sure that you're working all the way towards the fingertips. Imagine you're like a little frog who's hanging on for dear life on a little leaf. So you've got to hang on as much as you can, okay? Tucking the toes, lifting the sit bones up towards the sky. Now the knees can stay soft here. Taking the chest back towards the thighs. Make sure you're not sinking in the shoulder girdles and the head's touching the floor, no. Lift up as much as you can. If the legs can straighten, great. Lift up as much as you can. Draw Uddiyana Bandha in. Stay here. Breathe. Well done. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Okay, nice and cool. Walk the feet back behind you, making our way into forearm plank. Stay here. Lengthen through the crown of the head, draw up through the whole body. Option to drop the knees to make this a little easier, or stay with me. 2 more breaths. Good, lift the sit bones nice and high, walk the feet back in. Beautiful, dolphin, 2 more breaths. Beautiful, lower down. Sit back, child's pose. Now while you're in child's pose, I'm just going to discuss and tell you what you may be feeling. Especially when you come into dolphin, you start to notice how much you're really balancing on the elbows. Now try and not concentrate on the pain per se that's on the elbows or the hands. Try and lift up all the way through the body. I find when I work into pinch, especially on mats like these or on hard floor, I start to get a nice little bruise. It's like crow. It's the journey of getting there. So it's like the progress. And then eventually when you get it, you don't bruise as much or the skin doesn't peel away. Don't worry if that happens. Now, if you're thinking, I'm going to fall, then you are going to fall, okay? I'm probably going to have a few wobbles when I start to get into this posture, or to see how it goes. You could always have a bolster or a pillow out in front of you, so if you do face plant, then you've got something to face plant on. The other thing is also noticing how to fall out of a posture. You can always cartwheel to a side, the legs can come back down. If you find yourself that you're going to roly-poly, especially in forearm, make sure you tuck your chin in towards your chest so you don't land head first and you roly-poly out of it that way. You may be a little winded, but don't worry. The other thing is you could practice this at the wall. You can take yourself to the wall and again have the wall to kick up against. Right, let's give this a go. Let's see how it is. Okay, so when we come down, bicep check. Some people also like to interlace their fingers and keep it like this. Same for dolphin. Again, if that's your preference, perfect, go ahead, not a problem. I like to have mine at a number 11. That way I've got my fingers working as much as I can. Right, so lifting up into dolphin, you may want to just stay here and lift the legs and try to shift further forward. Now, that is absolutely fine. Remember, take your time. Just see how it feels. Maybe shift the weight forward. You can even work into these little things here to work a little more strength. Again, take your time. Now, for myself, I come on up, I step my left foot, and you're just gonna have little kick-ups, just little kick-ups. You can even tap, and little taps, and just see how that goes. I always recommend to switch over and try it with the other leg. Although we have a dominant leg that we like to use to kick up, just see how it goes. I'm gonna try my left side. Right foot in, left leg, left leg. Maybe going all the way up and just seeing how the legs go. Switching over, shifting, lifting up. Coming on down, take a break. Now, when you get up there, you may feel that the weight scrunches down. You've got to push in towards the forearms, push up through the shoulders, draw the navel in towards the spine, and keep lengthening up. You're going to find that you sink down and up, but keep working it. Let's try it one more time. Stepping the right foot, just lifting up and tapping and bring it back down. Lifting up, tapping, bring it back down. Try again, lifting up, tapping, bring it back down. Now I can feel in my body then that I was probably quite far back. You want to try and shift your weight as far forward as you can. I'm going to try the other leg as well. Mixing it up and see how that goes. Lifting back up to dolphin. Left leg in, right leg tap and down. Tap and down. One more, lifting up and down. Beautiful, and coming down to rest. Now you can stay there for as long as you like, just see how you get going. We're going to try and attempt the pose. Now don't worry if you find that you go over. You may come into a bridge that way. You can always kick yourself over, come down and try again. I might end up doing that as well. You could cartwheel it out, or you might find that your legs come back. Let's see how it goes. Let's attempt it and let's just go with the flow. So coming back down, tucking up, lifting up, drawing navel to spine, lifting up and tapping back down if you need to, and switching over legs. Lift up, 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 and come down, and rest. Take a nice deep breath in, and out. Try again, nice deep breath in, and out. Coming back up. Now remember, you can always attempt that at the wall. Having the wall there obviously makes you feel more comfortable. You can come to the wall, again do the bicep check, and just kick up and the wall will catch you, and then you can balance there, pressing up. Again, you remember you can always do those little kick ups like we were doing, just kicking up and bring it back down. You could switch over the legs. You could always do those little dolphin shift forwards and backwards to create more length. Again, totally up to you. Beautiful. Let's take time to relax. Stretch out. So maybe sitting on the shins, sitting on the bottom, however feels comfortable for you. Just taking your arms behind you, roll the shoulders back down and around. Lift the chin, take the arms over the head. Just have a little release in your shoulders. You've worked super hard. I definitely feel it. Slowly releasing here. Release and come on to your bottom. Stretch out the legs. Again, you may want to have a block here. You may want to have straps to see how it feels for you. Inhale to raise the arms up. Exhale, reaching forward, finding that deep forward fold. Hinging from the hips, create length through the spine. Again, try not round through the body, sitting right on top of those sit bones, finding length here. One more breath, slowly releasing. Well done. Don't worry if you fall over, don't worry if you face planted. It just takes time to get there. The journey to Pincha, some days you'll have a beautiful balance, and some days it just won't be there. Patience is what we practice. Roll up through the spine. Beautiful. Bend the knees, switching yourself closer towards the heels. A wonderful roll down through the body. Draw the knees in towards you. Have a nice release here. Little rock from side to side. Stretch the legs up towards the ceiling. Roll out the ankles, roll out your wrists. My arms feel super fired up, so does my core. My legs too, actually. So just take a release, drawing the knees back in to wind relieving posture. Have a little rock from side to side. Take the arms out towards the side, palms facing up. Tip the toes down on the floor, shift the hips over towards the right side, just an inch. Draw the knees back up towards you and take the knees over towards the left side. Now, I want you to try and stack the knees on top of each other. That way, you'll notice the right shoulder lifts a little. Try and ground that shoulder blade to the floor, increasing the stretch in towards the arms and down the side of the back. You'll notice that difference when you really try and pull that right hip on top of the left. One more breath. Beautiful. Lifting up. Tip the toes down. Hips shift over to the left just an inch. And up and over to the right side. Again, trying to stack the knees upon each other. Notice how my shoulder lifts. Again, trying to ground it down to the floor. Well done. Be super proud of your body today. If you managed to get a kick up, great. If you fell over, perfect. Don't worry. Lifting up and back. Draw your knees in. Now you're more than welcome to carry on with any postures that you feel that you want to do. You can come into shoulder stand, you can come into Viparita Karani, you could come into some bridges, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together. I'm going to open up my knees. I'm going to take my left hand to my heart and my right hand to my belly. I'm going to close down my eyes and just start to notice how I'm feeling now. How my body has changed over our practice. What's open, what feels worked. And allow my calming breath to enter into those muscles, enter into my mind. And just take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. Relax. You are more than welcome to stay here as long as you like to. You could release and make your way into Shavasana, whatever the Shavasana feels like for you. Bolster underneath the knees, bending the knees and knocking them in. Allow stillness to enter into your body. Move in towards the mind. And just allow yourself to relax here as long as you like. You could push pause and stay here and breathe and just take the time out. This may be the only break that you have in your day. One more breath. Option to stay here, or you could roll over to a side of your choice. Pushing up, bring yourself back up into seated, however that feels for you. The hands can come onto the knees, find a mudra of your choice. The hands can come onto the belly, they can come back to the heart and the belly, wherever feels good for you. Thanking your body for all it's done. Remember, we don't just come to yoga for the physical, you come for the mental and the emotional side too. Drawing the hands to the heart space. Bowing the head. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Now really don't worry if you found that class hard. I definitely do. It's a journey to that posture. You'll notice how your elbows may be feeling. You maybe notice how your shoulders are feeling. Or maybe you've really fired up that core. Keep practicing, keep going, and just see how it goes for you. Well done.